Why I wear a body cam and what I've captured. My body cam is one of my top possessions. A year ago, I bought a Rexing P1 and I'm so glad I have it. The reasons I purchased a body cam are for capturing interesting things I come across, gathering evidence if I capture a crime in progress, and to protect myself legally and from false accusations if, heaven forbid, I ever find myself in a confrontation. People are crazy these days with all the Karens and mentally unstable people having meltdowns in public. There are also dangerous things I encounter out in the wilderness. In the year I've had the camera, I've already captured some interesting, strange, scary, intense situations. One of my captures was used as evidence in court to grant a restraining order, which you're about to see, which leads us to capture number 1, the convicts. Long story short is, we had this trashy, thuggy convict husband and wife move into our normally quiet, peaceful, and safe neighborhood in Napa, and they would soon begin disrupting the neighborhood with their rap music blasting all day and into the night, loud enough to rattle everyone's windows and eardrums. The husband was on parole for numerous assaults, DUIs, and assault on a police officer. His wife was on probation for drug-related charges. After a slew of us called police about their constant loud music, they grew increasingly pissed off with the neighborhood each time police paid them a visit. And one night, their anger boiled over, and I captured it on body cam. Both of them walked by and accosted one of my neighbors.
Keep playing with us. I know you hear me. Quit calling the fucking cops on me, bitch. Are you the one that calls the cops and you fucking tell us they were music?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's you, bitch. I know it's you. Quit calling the fucking cops on me every time they were fucking music.
It was a nice evening.
Yeah, you too, bitch. I hope you had a nice vacation too, bitch.
This footage was then used by my neighbor who just got accosted to file a restraining order against both of them. Their landlord and his parole officer were notified of the incident, and they were evicted from their rental shortly after. Our neighborhood has been quiet and back to normal ever since. Capture number 2, a wildfire. This was my scariest moment while hiking. As you know, I'm an avid hiker, and I'm out there in the wilderness a lot. We're also prone to wildfires here, so sooner or later I was likely to encounter one. I was hiking along one day when I saw a plume of smoke nearby from a wildfire that had just started. In the summer and fall, fires here often spread at incredible speeds, so I naturally became panicked.
Oh, jeez.
I kept stopping and looking to ascertain how close and in what direction the fire was spreading so I could determine if I was in danger. I visually estimated the fire to be a mile and a half away from me and could see that it was spreading in the direction I needed to go in order to leave the park and go to where my car was parked, and figured if I ran as fast as I could now, I could exit the park to my car and get out before the fire trapped me in. Once I got to my car, I checked with the fire department to make sure I could evacuate the area safely, and it turned out the fire was 3 miles away from where I originally saw it, so it was a lot further away than it looked, and firefighters quickly got a handle on it before it spread very far. This is why when you're hiking, you have to be highly aware of your surroundings at all times. On another hike, I had another wildfire scare, but a lesser one this time. This fire turned out to be 4.5 miles from where I was hiking, but I didn't know that at the time. As I'm starting my hike, I start smelling smoke really strong, and then I hear a big plane flying really low overhead.
What is that? Oh.
The camera didn't show it, but I caught a glimpse of it through the trees briefly, and it was a tanker plane carrying fire retardant. When I reach a ridge, there it is, the smoke plume, blowing smoke right in my direction. At this moment, I'm unsure if it's a threat to me, so I get on the phone immediately and call my wife at home to tell me what she can find out about the fire. She went online to CAL FIRE's website and gave me information.
I'm trying to figure out where exactly it is and if it poses a threat to where I am now. Yeah, it looks like it probably is in Sonoma.
It's a Fremont Drive and Napa Road.
Ah, okay.
It says fire is now 40 acres. Fire is moving to the east.
Right.
Still no structure threat.
Retardant plane flew over a couple minutes ago heading that way.
We determined the fire was just far enough away and with a slow rate of spread in my direction that I was most likely safe to keep hiking. So I did. And here comes another tanker plane with fire retardant.
That's a plane I've never seen before.
When I get to the top of the hill, you can see the smoke plume much better and clearly from this vantage point, and it's of no threat to our area as the wind direction has also shifted. Another tanker plane.
There. There's a larger one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
And the smoke coming into Napa Valley. Capture number 3, a near crash. This driver starts to get cut off, honks, and throws her hands up in the air. The guy doing the cutting off. Capture number 4, the angry customer. A customer in a store tries returning an item he supposedly purchased at a different franchise location, has no receipt or proof of purchase, and is angry that they won't give him a cash refund. The best that store policies usually allow in these circumstances is a store credit, but the jerk isn't having it. The bottom of my shirt was accidentally covering the lens of the body cam, so we're left with just the audio.
So all we can do then is do store credit for that.
Man, I want my money back. I paid the fucking core and I just want my $10, man. That's all I want. I don't want to buy
Cash.
stuff.
Well, so
I'm sorry?
$17.75.
Oh,
And I'll
okay.
just go somewhere else.
Capture number 5, the angry crazy guy. Here's a perplexing situation where a guy is inexplicably angry with us. I'm with some family members on a day trip, and we just got out of the car at our destination after a long drive, and we're slowly getting situated before walking to the beach. We did absolutely nothing we could think of to provoke this guy. You can see him walk by, he's staring us down and giving us an angry look.
Okay, there we go. I'm putting my thingies on backwards.
These on backwards.
After he leaves the frame, he's walking away from us but keeps looking back and giving us the death stare, while mumbling angry words that the camera didn't quite pick up yet. I'm doing my best to keep an eye on him without making it obvious, so I can be aware of our surroundings. The last thing I want to do is piss him off more and put my family in danger. He disappears for a minute, but then emerges, staring us down again while ranting in our direction.
There we go. Oh, fingerprints on it.
Then he slams the door on his truck as hard as he can. After talking to my family about it, we decide the best thing to do is to remove ourselves from the situation entirely and get a move on to our walk to the beach.
The truck right there.
That trick that has the stretchy thingy on it.
Really, really pissed. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's go. We'll have to listen to
We
him.
were waiting for you.
No, it's okay.
He was quite the topic of discussion for a while as we discussed how unhinged and mentally ill people in the general public have gotten. Capture number 6, close call with a mountain biker. This place is notorious for mountain bikers forgetting that hikers use these trails too, and that's why I'm always trying to listen for them coming. The clip doesn't do it justice, but he flies around this blind curve with barely any warning, and I stepped aside very quickly.
Oh. How you doing?
He braked very hard to avoid hitting me and stuck his leg out because he almost lost control. This is why smart bikers either take blind curves more slowly or they put bells on their bikes. Take a hint, buddy. But this next one is an example of a kid not raised with any manners. These kids were going uphill and thus not going very fast at all. It looked like they were all going to stick to the right side and we'd go our opposite ways without any hiccups. But this kid suddenly loses control of where he's going and comes right for me. This time I jumped out of the way. As he nearly mows me down, he growls really loud, frustrated with himself. But those weren't even the parts I considered rude. He never said sorry about that, sorry for making you jump out of the way, or anything. He pretended like I wasn't even there, just completely ignored me in the utmost antisocial fashion. I was raised to apologize if I almost ran into somebody. A quick sorry would suffice. But that's lack of manners for you. Capture number 7, mischievous boys. Speaking of kids, these 3 boys in a store parking lot decided to taunt and antagonize an old lady who had just gotten into her car and is trying to back out of her parking spot. One of the kids in front of her car flipped her off, and this boy runs behind her car while it's in reverse to make a silly face into her backup camera. Now they're laughing as they all make funny faces at her. The rear dash cam picks up the rest. Capture number 8. Teenagers where they're not supposed to be. Also, speaking of kids, these teenagers got into a bulldozer parked by a hiking trail that didn't belong to them and were goofing around in it. Capture number 9. Improper shooting. A guy shoots a rifle in my general direction. I'm hiking at a public regional park that's adjacent to private properties, and there's a dude downhill from me slightly that's doing target practice with a rifle. The problem is, his backstop is in the general direction of a public trail. Shooting a firearm or anything that launches projectiles in the direction of where people are is a huge, huge no-no. This should be the most common sense thing ever. Capture number 10. Wild animals. These are wild animals I've encountered while hiking, like this young deer I accidentally stumbled upon.
Uh-oh.
I said uh-oh because I figured the mama was around, and you never want to come between a mama deer and her young. So I walked back slightly, looked around, and waited a moment. Then I cautiously continued on, and there's the second one. Or the time I came upon a buck during rutting season.
Oh, the deer. I haven't seen a lot of deer lately. You think I can get by? I don't want to spook you.
Male deer are known to be aggressive and dangerous toward humans, especially during their mating season. So I stopped and then slowly continued, as I was sure he was moving along.
Oh, it's a male. Jesus Christ. It's a buck. They can be a bit dangerous. Now he's blocking my path. He can be very unpredictable. Is he gonna let me go by? Yeah, he's probably looking for a mate. I guess.
Or the coyote that got my attention. Capture number 11, the lady that fell down.
Uh-oh.
So that, folks, is why I wear a body cam when I'm out hiking, walking, and out in public. Alright guys, there's a lot more exciting content to come, so be sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, drop a comment below, give us a thumbs up and share. Also, check out some of our other videos. Thank you for watching.